Yeah. Ebenezer, my helper. Well, you are to Jolo and you are decreeing and declaring, right? Again, there's some goals that may not be achievable in the next 6 months, but guess what? With the right path and with the right starting and beginning and plan, you can actually be on your way there. My name is SeunBDsCorner, and this is SeunBDsCorner 2145 series every Wednesday or every other Wednesday, where we talk about faith, most of the time career, more of career-led, using biblical principles to assess where we are with work and how we can do better and how we can strive better as Christians, as child of God, and of course, best of all, as human beings. It's very, very give God all the glory. But anyway, welcome, good evening. Thanks for joining us. If you're here for the first time, please let me know how you found the channel. If someone definitely introduced you or shared the channel with you, please send them tag them somewhere at the comment and tell them thank you very much for bringing me here. I'm grateful, because trust me, you are going to be grateful by the time you're done this evening. Tonight, welcome. I should say that we are all right, but we are spirit being though. That just came to my mind. We are spirit being. Okay, first half of 2026, we've been talking a lot about, we talked a lot about Esther, we talked a lot about Joseph, and we talked about them from character wise and the different attributes that they had and how we can actually copy those characters, because that's what we're supposed to do, and use them in our own place of work in 2026. As you can imagine, way before BC, and then there are characters that we can actually see. So we dissected each and every one of them and picked out the ones that we could do, that we should emulate into today's workplace as well. And of course, seeing the difference and seeing what it can do to us. We've been talking about that, and then we got to talk about as well, how prepared are you, and what is your own responsibility for your own growth, because most of the time we expect that our employer, our team lead, or the people that we're reporting to are responsible for our own growth in terms of they should just have a structure in place whereby they're telling us where we are and what to do. We don't almost feel like it is actually up to us. To talk about that as well. Again, I'll beckon on YouTube. Please either go to my page, SeunBD on Instagram, and you can find a playlist there, or you go to YouTube, SeunBDsCorner, and you can also just binge watch the replay. I can guarantee you that it won't be a waste of your time or your data. But as we do the recap, we talked about Esther. H2 doesn't belong to the most talent. So I know we're preparing for H2. We've gone through January, February, March, April, May, June. Some people have forgotten the goals that they wrote on the 1st of January when they were shouting praise the Lord and the fireworks were going up. Some people are looking at the goals and I don't understand. This goal is not goaling. What's going on here and all of that, right? One thing you have to believe is that it doesn't belong to the most talented. It actually just belongs to the most prepared. The most prepared that can be flexible, that can be that can be adaptive to things that have happened. I can tell you that some of the things that I never even thought would happen in the first part of H1 did happen to me. And you know what? Because again, I am prepared and I have God on my side. I have to definitely acknowledge that. I'm just like, okay, is this, I never expected this, but okay, let's see, let's go on. And thankfully to the ministry that I'm under, which is the TCN, Covenant Nation, one of the things that our senior pastor keeps drumming into us is, look, whatever it is, just make sure that your prayer altar and you yourself spiritually, you're not downcasted, because so that you don't assume that, you're doing a 5-year plan and then you have to stick to that 5-year plan. Things can happen, things can change, it can be cut short, it can be brought forward. Even though it might sound like something, the things that I didn't expect to go on sabbatical. Basically, I didn't expect to go on sabbatical first H2 of this year. I didn't expect it at that time, but it happened. And then, but then again, there was another goal again that I didn't even expect that I was going to also have or meet in the first part of the year, that I was even thinking, by December now, I met it. So it's almost like, a win-win. Okay, I really want you, after today's episode, after watching this replay or after watching this live, you go away, and while you might have not been able to tick out the goals that you have met, you should actually tick out the goals that you didn't even plan for but happened. Because I tell you that, me, I'm a queen of reflection. You have to reflect, right? You can't be an adult in Nigeria, in the world, and not be reflecting. You have to have a moment of reflection. I can guarantee you that by the time you're done 10 minutes, 20 minutes reflecting, there will be some goals that you didn't even plan for 1st of January, and you've actually done them, or you've scaled it and it has happened, right? So take a moment to celebrate. That happened in H1. Now, what are we doing for H2? Okay. Now, what are we doing for H2 is the recap that we're here. We're getting prepared for H2. But before we can get prepared for H2, we need to, of course, assess what we talked about at 2145 series in H1. So if you've missed any of it, like I said, please go back and watch the replay. And I'm just going to be mentioning that, okay? Never feel like you're behind. If H1 slipped and you're like, oh my God, 6 months is gone. What did I really do? I didn't achieve anything. I didn't attend every week 2145. No problem. Oh, I didn't introduce anyone. I wasn't sharing enough. I was sharing more about bad news actually than good news. Because a lot of us get into that. Do you know that? We tend to share bad news more than good news. We just repost the bad news and then good news are like, cute, cute. So make sure that if that's what you were in H1, H2, please, can you make sure that you share more good news and let that good news also include things that you see at 2145 or from SeunBDsCorner. Thank you for very much. Okay, we start with Esther. We talked about Esther, and we talked about Esther had a purpose before confidence, and we also talked about her influence. So our purpose before confidence equals to our influence. And what that meant was Esther, she kind of understood her purpose even before her uncle Mordecai told her what she needed to do. And if you remember, I actually talked about Esther in one of the previous episodes that if me, I was Esther, it's cute. I mean, good thing is my English name is Esther. There's something I wouldn't have done. And I just be like, yeah, peace. I'm in the king's palace. I'm a queen. Like, guys, I am a queen. Even though I'm not a queen, I'm still a concubine. Like, I'm in the queen's palace. After being an orphan, after being passed on and all of that, right? I'm chilling. Excuse me. I can eat shawarma when I want. I can do whatever I want. And then you're not coming to stop me and say I should fast. No. But Esther understood her purpose and she understood the place of her altar. And she had confidence. Confidence in the terms of the king did not call her. But she knew that before she was going to appear to the king, what did she need to do? She needed to fast. She needed to go back to her place of altar. So I would like to again ask that whatever it is that have allowed you to be distant from your place of altar, do you want to go back to it? Do you want to declare 24 hours fasting? Do you want to declare some fasting, even if it's social media? Yes, it's fine. If you're not on social media, you see the video. It's okay. You don't have to see it. You will see it when you need to see it, right? If you need to declare a social media fast, if you need to go on a water fast, if you need to go on a fast whereby you just almost be declaring the word of God every 4 hours, every 3 hours, can you please go back to it? Esther did not go to the presence of the king before. She went to the presence of the king after our fasting, after our cleansing as well. And what did that do? That saved her life and saved her people. And again, she can't be the only Hebrew person that that would have done remarkable things. But clearly, we're still talking about her 2026. Yeah. What assignments are you avoiding? That was one of the things that we took away from Esther's story as well. What assignments are you avoiding? What assignments are you running away from? Even if it's just to post once in a while, even if it's just to post your church's program or your religious program or your community program. You see something and you know that it will be of benefit to one person or two people that you know in your network. You see some things about a scripture. You see things, you are praying, your mind, somebody comes into your mind. Do you reach out to them? Do you just send a word to them? You're just like, I beg, they'll be okay, Jerry, please, let me move on, right? Or if it's someone that's even offended you, when they cross your mind, they're just like, can you see that person? Do you go into a rage? Or do you just even get like, Father, please, whatever that person is, just be with them, bless them, and you release them with blessings? So what is that assignment that God has placed on your heart and you are running away from? And that you just think that, oh, it's so ambiguous, let me just run away. Is it from even looking after children, creating things that would entertain children in this world of so much dilution, so much confusion up and down? Yes, somebody that you've seen, read, or heard about, and you feel like they should actually be added to your intercession and your prayer altar. What is that assignment you've run away from the past 6 months that you need to remind yourself of? Please go back to the place of your prayer altar or to your altar and then remind yourself of it as well. We talked about Joseph, how character sustains promotion. Our character sustains promotion and not necessarily delays. Character that looks like it is being delayed, like Joseph was being delayed, Joseph was being forgotten, every step of the way. His brothers wanted to kill him. He grew up in a toxic family. His brothers were toxic because, what would you call it? Brothers are gang up together and say they want to kill you because to them that he had a dream. Was it also immature by telling them the dream? Remember Samuel and Prophet Eli, for somebody almost did not want to tell Prophet Eli, the dream, that the vision that God told him about Eli's son. But Eli had to tell him that, just tell me how it is, I already know, right? Because he also knew the kind of children that he was bringing up as well. And he told him. So could it have been that there was a place of wisdom as well, which Joseph lacked? Or it could have, again, been just the way God had designed it as well. And then he was thrown into the pit by his own brothers. Guys, I don't know if you guys want to think, like, your brother, right? I mean, I know these days now we even see it, like, all these different stories. I don't want to repeat them, but you get the gist, right? Then he ended up in a different country. Then Madam saw him again. Fine boy Dimples, come here. Obi, Oshua, you're so cute, you're so hot. Let me see. And he could have just thought, yes, this is my moment of breakthrough. Some people that thought that was their moment of breakthrough, right? But guess what? He didn't. He just thought, no. This is not why I'm here. I have not come too far to come and dishonor myself. And then he ended up in prison again with cellmates that were toxic, because what do you call cellmates? That you help to interpret their dreams, and then they forgot about you. Until when the king was like, all of you, I'm going to kill you all and throw you into the jail if you don't tell me about this dream. Then someone then thinks, Joseph. Again, this is just recap of things that we talked about in other episodes that you'd see on YouTube. I went deep dive into them. And I think at the time of editing, I was just laughing at myself, like, what am I doing? But you would actually enjoy it, right? We talked about Joseph as well. So how prepared are you for where you want to go to? There are many places that we want to be. There is that promotion that we are gunning for. There is that grant that we're itching for. There is that workplace that we want. There is somebody that we see, I'll just throw some jab to my other half who said, he has never updated his CV in 8 years, right? There is someone, but are you ready? Are you prepared for that work ethics that you need to put in? Are you ready for the sacrifices? Are you ready for the time that you're going to be like, oh, you're going to turn down a lot of beds. You're going to turn down a lot of let's hang out. You're not even going to have as much social life, just because you are putting your head down and you understand where you're in your preparation season. Because the thing again is, while we're also aiming high and while we're also aiming for better things, if you're not better prepared, you're going to go and embarrass God. So God doesn't want you to embarrass him. So he's just going to be giving you in bits, pieces. So it is the way you handle the small places and the smaller assignments that he has placed on your laps, and you give it your all, and you do it diligently, not because you know that you are going to be rewarded, but because you're even of a grateful heart that God can trust you. How prepared are you for that place that you're aspiring to, or for that place that you're aiming to? If you're not prepared, then you need to check yourself as well. Check your environment, check the habits that you're doing, check what is consuming your time. Is this social media? And I'm guilty of it as well, right? Is it the love of skincare? I think I watched a social media clip where the woman was going about, and it's true. I felt attacked. Like, you can take so much time in doing your face, make sure you use serum, then use the other one, but yet you've not read your Bible. That 10 minutes could have been spent in just worship, dance. You're into your fitness because you want to lose weight like me and like I am, and then you want to dance. Why can't you just, if you see, let me tell you one secret I have discovered recently on Spotify. Whenever I need to do this, my dance workout and all of that, I just play Pillows, Pastor Lawrence Oyo's chants. You will know when you have done 3,000 steps. By the time you are chanting, and you are chanting, Ebenezer, my maker, yeah. Ebenezer, my helper. You are to Jolo, and you are decreeing and declaring, right? You can also turn those as well into the moments where you are counting steps, right? And then you're dancing, but you're also making sure that you're spiritually ready and spiritually fair. Because guess what? If you're not spiritually ready and spiritually sound, other people that are out there that look like they are not covered spiritually, they put Baba for for retainer and all of that, and whatever it is that they get into, and burn incense and burn sage and burn whatever it is that they are burning before they burn down their house. How is your own altar? How are you being prepared? How are you being prepared before you go out into the world? How are you being prepared before you go to your workplace? How are you prepared before you even start, being a parent, being a wife, being a girlfriend, even your relationships? Are you committing them to God? How prepared are you for that next steps? If you are not prepared, but you're aiming for it, then you need to take a step back and make sure that the little assignments that you already have, how are you taking it seriously, and how are you working hard at it? Then we also talked about healing, right? We talked about a lot of healing decisions, what baggage are you carrying on? And we talked about toxic people as well, right? I know I recall this particular one that I'd mentioned that, I hear a lot of, oh, a workplace is toxic people. But one of the things that we also forget is toxicity is basically people bringing baggage, bringing hurt, bringing trauma that they've not dealt with into a place, into a new workplace, and it gets diluted. Look, no matter how big a bottle of water can be, let me show you something, right? No matter how big this bottle of water can be, if I put Ribena into it, a tiny Ribena, won't the color change? There you go. That is what toxicity means. So you too, yourself as a person, think about what you've gone through. And I'm speaking to myself as well. Think about what you've gone through in H1. Make sure that it's not a baggage that follows you into H2. Make sure it's not a pain or a hurt that follows you into H2. So a boss has said something about you, put you down in a call, condescend you in a meeting, and you feel bad and you felt little. Or are you taking that pain? Or are you just going to be like, you know what, that person really doesn't do it, so I'll just let them know that was a one-off time and I'll just let it pass, right? Or you know what, I've heard that that's that person's character, but next time maybe I also be better prepared so that when that person says it, I didn't say you go hard, like a aura for aura, not like that. Your aura for wisdom, right? When you're about to give somebody aura for aura, make sure it is smartness and make sure it is wisdom. Go and learn how British people do. British people do that thing very fantastically well, right? It cannot be aura for aura, because again, that is not what you are representing in your workplace. So what baggage is it that you need to deal with? What baggage is it that you also need to get rid of? So what mindset do you need to just, that's how people are, that's how all these people are, that's how all these rich people are, all these boys, them, all these Gen Zs. Get out. What mentality and what perception do you need to overcome so that you're actually treating people the way they are to you? And then if they treat you bad, you already know, you're smart about it, because you know that person is not necessarily a bad person, but that's that person's character. And you look for a way to navigate around it. Ask for wisdom, pray for wisdom as well. And just know that, okay, this person, this is just how I would speak to them, or this is just how I will handle them. And I won't just throw too much of my eggs into, I won't throw too much of my thoughts into them as well. What baggage and what perception is it that you need to leave in this H1 so that your H2, the next 6 months of this year, would be good? And it has to be good. Amen. Amen. All right. Then we talked about AI and the future. AI and future. AI is here. So if you're still using AI, there's a really terrible use of AI that, sorry, my hair is everywhere now. There's a really terrible use of AI that I have seen. And the fact that, again, I've been in a number of webinars and sessions this year. AI cannot be writing your emails. AI can edit your emails, but it should not be, write an email to, that's an abuse. Because then what you're doing is you're not using it as a tool. You're using it as a replacement of you. Because if you cannot almost think of what you want to do or what you want to execute, and AI is supposed to power it or engineer it, then there's already a problem. You already have a problem. However, AI is here. Whether you're a doctor, a nurse, you work in a call center, you're a marketer like me, you're a data person, you're into operations, into general management, senior leadership, whatever it is, people have gone. People are building agents. I watched one today because, again, AI fascinates me. I watched one today, and even me, I had to be writing notes. I can't remember where my notes is. I had to write it because people have gone. No. Why you are still saying, oh, what is the color of the weather? I was seeing one today where someone was saying, 36% of 200. You're asking AI for that. What happened to calculator app on your phone? When I saw that, I was like, is this person really serious? Like, you can just ask your calculator. Why are you asking AI for that percentage? Why you don't know how to use symbols again? Right? That is not, like, if that's how you use AI, you're still playing on the surface level. Like, people have evolved, right? And again, if you're also using AI to tell AI to give you a prompt at the beginning, not at the end of your thread or your conversation with AI, people are using AI to read 300 pages report, 200 pages report, asking it to tailor reports to their own needs, to their own lifestyle, to their own niche. People have gone. People are asking AI to write in a certain tone. Like, again, people are building agents. So if you're still stuck on, edit my picture, give me Ashwebi style, give me hair style, it's good. That is good. It's a good start. But if you're a professional and you want to start scaling up on that ladder, yeah, we need to start doing more. We need to start thinking of how I'm using as tools, how I'm using to create strategy. Because again, another abuse that I see of AI, again, allow me to say this and I'll wrap this up on AI conversation, is AI cannot give you data. Let me explain what that means. It can give you secondary research, but it might not be able to give you an on the ground immediate research. That is what separates you and AI. If you're expecting AI to still be giving you like impromptu, except maybe you've built it to an exceptional level, and I don't think Nigeria is there, or some people might be there. Some people might be there already, but you have to have built your AI. And again, please, I'm talking to younger professionals. So if you're an engineer and this is what you do for your bread and butter, please, does not apply to you. I'm speaking to the younger ones, and my own generation. I'm still 24, right? My point is, it should be used as a tool. So it should be used as, this is my data. This is what I already have. Now, can you tell me, based on what people are searching for, what people are using, what people are saying, what is in the news, does it match? Does it marry? Does it align? That is how you use AI. Did you get that? I just give you a free prompt. Did you understand that? But then again, if it's an information, as a data starter in terms of curating data, you still have to feed it. You still have to feed it. You still have to be able to prompt it and train it in the way that you need it to be. Okay, so let's move on from that. So what AI skills are you committing to for the rest of the year? Please, let it move away from email writing. Let it move away from if you don't really use it a lot for presentation, I'll say you should start doing that. But then again, you need to have the content for your presentation before you get AI to start designing it. That's what I do. Like, I use AI a lot, but I always write. I scribble. I mean, Judith can be my witness there. I would scribble, lay out what I want, then ask AI just put it together. And most of the time, I'm not even happy going. I still have to go and do my thing myself, right? What AI skills are you learning that is in line with your profession, that is in line with your career, that is in line with your business, that is in line with your freelancing service? What AI skill is it that you need to learn? Is it video editing? Is it tool? Is it using to do data? Is it a notebook LLM? You need to at least one AI skill a month. Is it generative AI? Like, whatever it is, you cannot run away from it. And if you're unsure, you can send me a DM and I can just give you the prompts that would help you in the line of your current career and maybe what you're also aspiring to as well. AI has passed content writing and content creation and social media calendar, way past that. All right. So the next thing as well, then we talked about as well, is career. What does success look like? So we need to walk backwards, right? For you as a professional person, what does December 31st look like as a professional in your career? What does it look like? Does it look like you've been promoted 10 times? Does it look like you're going to get a bonus? Does it look like you definitely would maybe have transitioned into another role? What does that look like? Now let's walk back. What are we doing to make sure that dream for December 31st is intact? It might not be exactly intact, but at least you are 75% closer to that journey. So 31st of December can come and you are way already in it, already in there, been there, done that. 31st of December can also come and you can be like, okay, starting from June, where I was, I am way better. So what is that? What does success look like for you on your journey? What are the different things that you need to start doing? What are the different habits you need to start doing? Is it engaging on LinkedIn? I always say, as a young professional, I don't even think, if you don't have, again, I stand to be correct. I don't think if you don't have up to 4 years working experience, I really don't think you should do so much of talking on LinkedIn. I think what you should do is more of consuming, more of consumption. Join the right community, see how the leaders are speaking, see the things that they're complaining about, and then you can almost use that as a way that you are even using to get better. So when you've only finished school, you're already coming, it's you that we're seeing every day, and we checked your profile, nothing is there. No, right? So if honestly, I would have even extended that 4 years, but so that I don't trend and I don't get dragged, let me just say 4 years. Leave it. Just post once in a while. In fact, be reposting what other leaders are talking about, and then comments and use sense. This is where you can use AI to say, okay, based on my CV and based on my goals, what can I learn from this post? What can I learn from this article that this person, this chairman, this CEO, this Babajide Joshua has posted? What can I learn from it? How can I get better? What are they saying, right? that is what you should be doing. But when you're still 4 years or 5 years and you're still coming because it's only 2 years of work, you're like, oh, I'm a social media digital expert, and then you're telling me, oh, 15 minutes of YouTube ad is going to work. Okay, I already know that that's not true. But then that already shows that you yourself are inexperienced, because you're just assuming that AI will give you everything you need, forgetting that you also need to do a little bit of knowledge seeking. So that is my own opinion. And then again, I stand to be corrected, but that is where I stand for that. So again, when you think of where you want to be on the 31st of December, as a business owner, how many grants, what grants, webinars or conferences are you joining? How are you networking? Who are you speaking to? Who is your mentor? Who is your sponsor? Who's recommending you? The guys that you worked with the last time, the feedback they gave you, have you just thrown it somewhere? Just thought, oh no, don't worry, I have man too. I can figure this out myself. Or are you actually taking it on board and working on it? Finally, rest is productive. Yes. Rest is productive. It's weird coming from me, because I think my husband always even accuses me of that as well. Like, oh, can't somebody just sit down and just be looking? I'm like, yeah, why are you just sitting down and looking? Like, you should be doing something, right? But rest is also productive. Taking a time out, taking a moment just to reflect, journal. I recently launched a coloring book for adults, and I got a lot of funny comments from even adults, like, why would I be coloring? You should try it. I cannot explain why you should try it. When I tried it as well, I was like, oh wow, this is really relaxing. And then I carried it on with doing it with my boys. And then it's something that we try to do on Sundays. And it's different, right? Because what the coloring and pencil and coloring and paper allows you to do is, you're not on your phone. You're not pressing your phone. You're shut away, and it allows you to search. A lot of us don't like to keep quiet. We don't like to keep still. And most of the time, even as a spiritual person as well, from a place of stillness, from the place of being quiet, from being, Sodom, or I don't know what that word is, or where you're just sitting down and just nothing, from nothingness, from stillness, you can actually get ideas. You can actually be refreshed. Your cup is actually full. What are you doing to rest? How often do you rest? I'm not saying your sleep. I hope you know that your sleep too is not resting, not necessarily resting, because your sleep, you can even be thinking about plenty of things, and then some people fight in their dreams, some people jump, different things happen in their dreams. However, you might not be resting so much in your sleep. What do you do to rest? Do you eat shawarma? Do you enjoy each bite of your food? Do you just hang out? Is there a friend that is still around that has not jackpot, and you just spend time with them? Do you get on the phone with your mom? Maybe not so. Or do you get on the phone with your sister or your favorite friends? Like, what do you do to rest? Do you journal? Do you just listen to worship music? Do you dance? Do you go to church and that is just how you rest? Do you go for retreats? Like, I think the older that I get now, I actually now understand retreats. I understand retreats. So man, I understand it. Like, I took one like a couple of years back, and I'm like, oh, I get it. Right? Do you go and spend this money? All this money you're saving. Next of kin will spend it anyhow for you if you don't spend it in the right way. Do you understand? So make sure that you actually understand how to rest. Another way of actually understanding how to rest is also being organized. How organized arrange your domestic? How do you arrange your time? How do you arrange your calendar? If everything is just all up in your head, muddled up, you would be overwhelmed. Your mind will be racing for things. Your head will be racing. All of a sudden, as if there's something, you have so much to do. And it's a lie. By the time you write it out, you're like, it's only 3 things now. What's not happening? But your mind can just make one thing look like, oh my God. One person's birthday, you forget people's birthday, then every time you're anxious, when all you could actually just do is write out everybody's birthday on one piece of paper, stick it on the board, where you dress up in the morning and all of that, or block your calendar out yearly so that you don't actually forget. And the ones where you cannot make their birthdays, you just send them money, send them credit, send them a love message. In fact, be the first one to send them a message, and they are shocked as to why you already remember, not only that's on your calendar. I like it. Right? Tip. So remember that. Anyway, okay, well, to wrap up the wellness part, it is, what habit do I need to stop carrying? Because there must be an habit that you're carrying. Is it that you eat too much, you eat late, you stop eating at 6, you stop eating by 7, or you stop fasting, you need to start fasting more, or you just stop caring about your hair, your pedicure. Like, what is that thing that you need to stop carrying, right? Or is it just the lackadaisical attitude to, oh, I don't care about how I look, Jerry, I beg, and they just take me like that? Do you need to start taking more attention to your appearance? Because again, the way you show up also is very important before the end of the year. What exactly is it that you need to stop doing, and what exactly do you need to excuse me, start doing as well. You need to stop listening to gossip blogs. You need to start listening to more of messages, more of sermons. You need to stop listening to music like that. They just listen to music. It's not doing anything. You're just singing every day, every day, every day, every day. I don't want. I cry. I rather cry in a Bentley. You don't know that I've been down 25 times. Meanwhile, there are other songs that are edifying. And this is not edifying. So I'm just saying that I don't know why you want to cry in a Bentley. Like, why would you want to cry in a Bentley? Why your tears are going to scatter the Bentley? Don't cry in a Bentley. You should be laughing in a Bentley, right? Anyway, so do you get what I mean? So what are the things that you're going to, what are the habits that you're going to drop? What are the habits that you're going to start as you go into? Because again, that is what will nurture the rest of the year and possibly the rest of your life as well. I always say something, the habits you don't start now on the days of building, it's not just going to fall on you when that position comes, when that Japa visa comes, when that promotion comes. It's from the day of 1K, 2K that if you start saving, it's a muscle. It's like when you go to the gym, you're carrying. It's not 1 week after going to the gym that you just see poop, poop, poop. No, that's not the way it works. It's not from carrying 2 kg. No, you carry 1 kg, then you move to 5 kg, then you move to 8 kg, then you move to 10 kg, then you do 5 reps, then you do 10 reps, and gradually you start seeing the muscle. It's the same thing with habits as well and lifestyle choices. Now, to wrap up, I want to share like 5 questions that should help us reset as we go into H2, right? The first one is, what are the things that I'm going to stop? What are the things that I'm going to continue? What are the things and habits, people, even relationships? What are the relationships that I'm going to stop? Maybe your friend calls you, you gossip 1 hour, 2 hours. Then when you are done gossiping, you are now like, okay, what's next? You've wasted that time talking about nothing you can do. Something that you can do nothing about is what has taken your 1 hour or 2 hours, right? When you could have used it in resting or doing other things. So what are you going to stop? What are you going to start? What are you going to continue? Also, what are the skills that you need to start learning that will define your H2, or that will define the next 1 year of your career, or that will define the next 6 months of your career? What are the habits that you're going to start? Relationship, like I just said, relationship that needs attention. What are the relationships that needs attention? Relationship with yourself, with your inner mind, with your wardrobe, with how you look, with how you speak, with your colleagues, with your bosses, with your old friends, with your new friends, with nobody at all, with your parents, with people around you, with your community, with your church members. What are relationships that you need to start as well, that needs attention? Then areas that needs healing. What do you need healing from? You know, from trauma, traumatic boss, toxic environment, even maybe yourself. Maybe every time people give you feedback, you think they're criticizing you. Someone treated you badly, you really don't understand why they treated you badly. You're still too shy to go and ask, like, excuse me, you know, I felt like this. You just thought, let me just leave them alone. No problem. What are the areas that you need healing from? Someone took your money, so you just think, I'm never going to borrow anybody money for again. Maybe the next person you're supposed to borrow money to now is when they're supposed to be your breakthrough, but because you're so angry, but again, never borrow money that they don't give you back. Your chest will be like this. So, no, my mom told me that. I never forgot that. Then what am I trusting God for? What is that thing that you're trusting God for? And what promises have you written down concerning those things? And how often are you talking about the promises for those things you're trusting God for compared to the problem or the situation? So what does that mean? So how often are you saying, the Lord is my shepherd, when you know you're broke? I shall not want. Are you talking more? What we hear more from me is how broke you are than the fact that the Lord is your shepherd, you would not want. Do you understand what I'm saying there? Okay. Then what would make H2 successful? So think about the end dream. Think about the end goal. Then work your way back on things that you're going to do to make sure that dream happen. I know I was a bit fast there, so if you need to watch the replay or go back and jot that down, please do so as well. Now, and then I might maybe just have I might decide to have a template for this and put it on my seller. The second half belongs to the most prepared. H2 is already here. So how prepared? So just the next few days, if you need to fast, you fast. You need to do water fast, you fast. You need to take some time out. You need to sit down with yourself as well and assess, how has work been? What projects have you done? Have they been productive? What kind of feedback? If you don't have a feedback in your organization, how can you get your feedback from your line manager, from people you work with, upwards and downwards as well, from your partners, so that you can also know where you should actually change as well. I do hope this was helpful. I know I tried to cram this all of this in like 30 minutes, but I think it was slightly over. I do hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, you're not sure, please send me a DM. I do have a one-on-one consultation thing as well, but that is if you need it, and that's just like a coffee chat. I'm not a career coach. I'm not here to design your life for you. No, it's just a coffee chat where you just feel like you need to speak to someone on a neutral ground. I mean, I may not know you, I might know you a bit, and then you just need them to just tell you, okay, how should you do this and how should you do that. It's just an ordinary coffee chat. The link will be up on my seller. You can just book. You can get 15 minutes free, and then of course after that it starts to count. Or if you just think, okay, you know what, Sean, this, whatever it is, send me a DM. I'm here. I have the time for now, and I can always help out. I hope you found this helpful. If you do, let me know what you're taking out. Please write something in the comment section. Also, if I put this up on YouTube, please get the link, share it with someone, share it with your community, share it with your church group, share it with everyone else that you think, you know what, we need to do better in H2. And what are the things that, can get us prepared as well for H2 and beyond? Because again, there's some goals that may not be achievable in the next 6 months, but guess what? With the right path and with the right starting and beginning and plan, you can actually be on your way there. Thanks very much for your time. My name is SeunBDsCorner. This is SeunBDsCorner, and thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions, please send me my DM. And yeah, bye for now.